Hello, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. I'm Chris, thank you for joining me. Today, I'm talking about my favourite leather fragrances. I love a good bit of leather, but don't worry, I'm not going to do that sad YouTuber thing and put on a leather jacket while I talk about leather fragrances. Sorry, couldn't resist. My brain wouldn't talk about leather until I was wearing leather. So what is it about leather in fragrances? Why do I enjoy it so much? Why do so many of you enjoy it so much? I think it's because it's a good, strong, robust note. It brings lots of attitude and structure and backbone to a fragrance. It can make a fragrance distinctive, give it lots of character. It works well in the cold weather. It's a strong note. It can boost the performance of a fragrance. So many reasons to enjoy leather. So I'm going to run through my 10, possibly 11 favourite leather fragrances. The first one is from the excellent French house AVENTUS, and their leather fragrance is called Coeur Curcuma. This is a very rich and rounded leather fragrance, all the quality of beautiful French perfumery. I think there are some resins in here which seem to just round things out, just take the sharp edges off the leather. Leather can sometimes be quite a sharp note, but here it is not. It is beautifully rounded. There's also a gorgeous iris which gives the fragrance a little bit of a powdery quality. Very refined, very sophisticated. Whilst the leather is definitely here and quite prominent, it's not too bold, it's not too strong. This is a very easy to wear fragrance. It's an absolute stunner. The next is a designer fragrance pushed to the absolute limits. Sadly, I think this one might be discontinued, but if you can get hold of it, I would urge you to get your nose on it. This is Gucci Guilty Absolute. A very dry, woody scent with spices and leather. You don't find many designer fragrances that will push the boundaries like this one does. This actually smells more niche. It's a strong fragrance. It's not a mass appealing designer scent at all. This is quite a divisive smell. The dryness of this is insane. I think that's possibly one of the things that make it such a sharp and distinctive scent. Almost smells a little bit medicinal, a little bit TCP, but not exactly like that, because obviously it's a wearable scent. The spices in it are lovely. The leather smells very realistic, like this jacket. Glad I wore it now. This is a rugged, robust, very bold, confidence-inspiring scent. It's strong. You're going to get noticed wearing this. If you want to get noticed for all those reasons, this is one to check out. Love it. Got a little bit of a naughty one for you here. If you've ever seen Roger Dove giving interviews, he's always got that little cheeky, mischievous glint in his eye. And this fragrance reflects that perfectly. It's Fetish. Very aptly named because this does smell a little bit naughty. Part of that naughtiness might be coming from this sweet animalic accord that it has. It smells sexy and carnal and naughty and a little bit dirty. But it's not just all dirt, because this has a refinement and sophistication as we'd expect from a Roger Parfums fragrance. This would be great as a good, fun, statement-making night out scent. You're going out, you want to have a good time, maybe you've got that little cheeky, mischievous glint in your eye. The next fragrance is unisex, but for me this one, when I wear it, has a real gentlemanly elegance. From Gallivant London. Here the leather is quite subtle but definitely noticeable. Smells like you're wearing a nice leather jacket. Also got a watery sort of smell with some rose. And when I say watery, I mean the sort of amazing aquatic wateriness we get in something like Acqua di Gio. Not a smell the same as Acqua di Gio, but just that element, that ozonic, watery, aquatic note. It's a floral leather, but it's light and airy enough to have great versatility. It's got a nice confidence about it, but not too shouty, not too confident. I'd say quietly confident. A bit brasher about its confidence and its leather is Interlude Black Iris from Amouage. It is a pretty bold, strong scent, but still it's softer and more rounded than the original Interlude. This one also has some iris in. I think that's helping to soften the fragrance, just make it a little more rounded, perhaps easier to wear than the original Interlude. The leather though is there, it's quite prominent. It is a bold leather. It's like a strong, dark, aged kind of leather, but because the edges are softened by everything else that's supporting it in the fragrance, it never becomes abrasive or obnoxious. This would be perfect for some kind of formal occasion. Maybe you're dressed up wearing a tux, black tie, Black Iris.
If you love fragrance as much as I do, head over to my online store luxparfum.co.uk. You'll find my favourite brands plus brands you can't find anywhere else in the UK. Link is in the description.
The next one is another bold choice, even bolder than Interlude Black Iris actually. From Nasamato, it's Duro. Now this one definitely does have a few sharper edges, but that is the style of the scent. It is strangely addictive though. Like Gucci Guilty Absolute, this has that dry woodiness and the beautiful spices. Never quite smells as medicinal though as the Gucci. I find there's a little bit of booziness, but very specifically a strong, peaty sort of whiskey. Very bold, very unique, oozing with attitude. This one is a real winter king. From Zaharoff, it's Leather Tobacco. This is a very realistic leather combined with tobacco, and animalic notes give it some real distinctive boldness. I've got some great scent memories with this fragrance. If you haven't seen the video I did where I was in Lapland and I took this along with me, please go and check it out. One of the best videos I've ever done. But I wore this for the first time during that trip, so now whenever I wear Leather Tobacco, it always takes me right back to riding huskies in Lapland. Well, I didn't ride them, they pulled me on the sledge. It's such a deep, well-structured scent, the leather combined with the tobacco. A lot of effort went into creating this fragrance, and George Zaharoff himself even cut up his own leather jacket to stick it on the bottles and make the labels. Now that's dedication. Okay, I've got a really special one for you here. This is a stunning leather fragrance, quite new to me, recently got my nose on it, but blew me away when I smelled it. Renier Perfumes, it's Ottoman Leather. So this has a very powerful leather note, but it's also quite sweet. There's honey, there's red fruits, pear, neroli, all smoothed out with gorgeous creamy sandalwood and tobacco. No joke, this is some special stuff in a very special looking bottle as well. It smells very opulent and luxurious. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's got the robust quality of the leather, but it's never abrasive or obnoxious. It's a very smooth fragrance. This is a bold, strong, very rich, very well-rounded smell. I'm a big fan of this. If you've not checked it out, I sell this on my website because I love it so much. I don't just sell anything. I've got this on Luxe Parfum. I'll leave a link in the description. We are the only UK retailer for Renier Perfume, so if you want to check this one out, you know where to go. The next one is actually two because they are quite similar. They're both from Tom Ford. They are both beautiful, stunning leather fragrances that do slightly different things, even though they do have a similarity. I'm talking about Tuscan Leather and Ombre Leather. Tuscan Leather came along first. This changed the game with fragrances. It's a very bold, strong, distinctive scent. It's got raspberry, leather and jasmine. Ombre Leather does smell very similar. It is softened, it's easier to wear. It's just a more mass appealing version of Tuscan Leather. Both have a similar DNA. Ombre Leather is a little smoother, a little easier to wear. Tuscan Leather is bolder and more distinctive, more statement making. I'd probably wear these two slightly different I mean, I love them that much, I could wear them anytime. But if I was to separate them from each other, I'd say Ombre Leather is more the casual wear. Tuscan Leather would be more the formal wear. Both stunning leather fragrances. I love them. For me though, it's Tuscan Leather that just edges over that line into masterpiece territory. Speaking of masterpieces, this is one of my all-time favorite designer fragrances. This is Dior Homme Parfum. Again, we're seeing that combo of leather and iris, but the iris in here is done so well. It's that distinctive iris that you find in the Dior Homme line. Combining the signature Dior Homme iris with a robust leather is a masterstroke. It's a little bit boozy, it's strong, stellar performance, it's bold, it's sexy, it's mass appealing, it's wearable. Not only is it one of the best leather fragrances ever made, this is one of the best fragrances ever made. Masterstrokes make masterpieces. All right, there are my favorite leather fragrances. There are probably loads more that I've got on my shelves here that I've just forgotten to include in this video. So if you can think of any that I might have that I've talked about in the past that I haven't included, please let me know. I would love you to point out all my mistakes. Also, let me know which your all-time favorite leather fragrance is. Is Dior Homme Parfum the best one? Or are there others in this video that you think are the best? Whatever your thoughts on leather fragrances, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you do all that, you'll see me in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.